Hey everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a do-over. And this is, how do I explain this? I had a filming glitch. Still don't have any idea what caused it, but something happened yesterday. I suspect that I filmed one video and then before my phone was finished processing or doing whatever it does with that video, I started filming another. And in the second one, when it got to the end of what it was doing with the first one, or it actually popped up an error message saying that it had trouble processing the HD version. So when it did that, that cut off the second video at about 8 minutes or so. And so I selected the papers and kind of gotten, some stuff done. I will show you that. So let me go back and say, the purpose of the video was to celebrate the 500 subbie mark reached by our friend Kiki Halbert, who has just a really colorful, beautiful style. And a bunch of us have gotten together and we're lifting layouts of hers and doing a YouTube hop to celebrate her subbie mark. And so I had picked this layout of hers. As I said in the beginning of that video, I'm a sucker for any happy together kind of videos. So I just watched to see the quality of stuff, and I realized that when I hold things like this, a lot of times they're out of camera visibility range. So I'm going to try to pay attention to that. Anyway, in this one, she has different layers of pattern paper kind of cascading down, overlapping one another, and then a floral cluster here and here and here, some flowers kind of peeking out from underneath. It's just beautiful. A little bit of light mixed media over here. So I did this page, which I'm actually going to put the 8-minute part of the video out there, just so that I don't throw it away. But you can see I did the light mixed media. There's a stencil you'll see. I don't have it on the table right now, but you'll see it in the other little video. And I used a flower that was part of packaging when I got my order from Some Assemblage Required, which is MK Guns Company. I used 6x8 sheets from Cocoa Vanilla Daydream collection, which was in my How to Kill a Kit with Style. Everything's in my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit for May. Most of it came from, other than this flower and a few other things, most of it came from previous kits from Mind the Scrap, including when I finished my last video, I used the May kit from Mind the Scrap, and I was down to so few things that I've moved all of that into Mind the Scrap. So it's all the leftovers from any Mind the Scrap kits that I've ever gotten. And if you're familiar with Mind the Scrap kits, Emma does an amazing job of at least having a few papers in each new kit that kind of coordinate at least and wouldn't look horrible with things from previous kits. So it's not that the kits look alike. They are all very, very different, but they work well together, or pieces of them work well with pieces of the older ones. So anyway, this is my finished layout. I've got a little sticker sticking out from there and some flowers from here. I've got a floral. I used the floral flares. I think they're called, let me see what the exact name is. They're from the May release, and they're called Summer Memories, and there are 9 floral brights, and I think those may be my last 3. And so Adam, if you're watching, I'm gonna send you another request for those because they were beautiful. So I've used florals not only from Daydream. I didn't have too many of those, but I also pulled them in from a Jen Hadfield collection. I forget what it's called, but it's in the other video. So, and then this is a title from, and it goes with this hourglass. Let me do it this way. The title and the hourglass were in the same little packet from, I've got stuff on there. Okay, from, okay, they're perspectives from Bramble Fox, and perspex is the plastic-like material that they're made out of. Just, this is a blue-gray that matches that butterfly absolutely perfectly, and it's a matte, kind of a powdery finish. Absolutely amazingly gorgeous. And this hourglass is so pretty. So anyway, that was the page I had made. But because the video went bust, I decided to make another page. And I had this photo that I wanted to, it kind of started with the photo. And this was the original photo that I was going to scrap. It's a photo I took the other day when I was sitting in a chair that's here. That was John's chair. Looking down what used to be a flagstone path and some steps leading up to the front yard. But I had a wheelchair ramp built, imagining that when John came home, we would use that to get him back and forth with, when he, at the time I had it built, I thought he was still going to be on dialysis, and so that was going to make it easier to get him to the transport van to get him to dialysis. And you know, whatever, it never got used. So there's, what it's good for now is when it rains, goes up a level, it just shuffles the water down right into the door. So that's another story. Anyway, just to give you an example of what well, let me tie this into Kiki's, my selection. So wanting to scrapbook this, I went out to Kiki's layouts, and I found this one of her sitting in a couple of garden chairs and in different places, and her page is about that there's a pattern that apparently her favorite photo spot is to be sitting in an unusual and beautiful chair. And so, as you know, I've done a lot of scrapping with this collection, the Color Study collection from Vicki Boutin, and I had some of those elements left, and I thought, okay, that would be perfect. But then I started looking at this, and you can kind of see the stakes that I have and the cage that I have to support the tomatoes in my little garden there, and you can see the air conditioning unit, and you can see that the chair legs are rusty, and that this is the table, by the way, that I put my layouts on and stand around trying to photograph them in the sun when I have a chance to do it, when it's the right time of day. Otherwise, I do it under these lights and I get glare, which I hate, and that's why I don't use glossy paper. And so when you see a glare, you know that I was at the end of my glossy paper, and I'm done with it, so there will be no more. So anyway, I decided not to use this photo. I ran it through my filter, waterlog filter, which converted it to a nice watercolor painting, and it pumped up the colors. You can kind of see there. This is, to me, what I'd like to think it looks like. It's like it's an idealized vision of it. And my journaling is kind of about how different it is, and it's sad, and writing it or typing it made me cry. So I'm just not going to talk about it right now. If you're interested, you can read it. I'm going to cut this down, and I'm going to lift this layout with these supplies. I've pulled out a pre-done mixed media page from the Color Study Mixed Media Pages pad, and and by the way, if you're listening, Cheryl, my very generous viewer who sent me a gift certificate or a gift card to Cherry on Top, this was the last item that from that order, the pad, the mixed media pad was, and I've messed up the corner of that and not quite got that, so let me do this. Okay. So I'm using your gift in this, and a lot of the Color Study supplies. I got Color Study supplies in that, my very first came from that order, and then I signed up for a class and got them there, and I think you were in that same class, and then I got a mix of Color Study and Cocoa Vanilla Sunkissed and my not secret Kit Club kit. Okay, so those are gonna go on there. I'm noticing that in hers, she's got the rainbow stripe across. I've got, you know, the rainbow colors here, and I don't want to cover those up too much. So I'm going to use a thinner strip across. And I like this blue and white because it kind of goes with the patio furniture cushions that I have. I know that I'm not gonna have enough this is an 8-inch pad, so I'm not gonna have enough to go completely across. I'm gonna cut this at 2.5 inches. And then I'm gonna get another 2.5 inch piece here, and I'll try to use one on one side of the page and one on the other side of the page. This may be enough to go pretty close to being enough to go across. Okay, so yeah, yeah, let's just do it like that, and I know that I'm gonna have embellishments and stuff going up there. Let me see where I want to use this. I'm gonna get the top off of this, and this doesn't leave a ragged edge, so I don't need to cut it with my trimmer. My eyes aren't good enough to notice it. I could go like this and run this across. I don't want to cover up all of that yellow, but of the colors, I kind of want to keep that more. Now my photo is going to do its fair job of covering things up, and the journaling will too. So there's yellow showing here. I've got the purplish in the teal there, so that's good, and I can adjust my embellishments accordingly. And yes, it hurts my heart to put adhesive on top of those guys. Do that. And then I'll line this up. And I don't know why I get quiet when I'm trying to line things up, but it's maybe the only time in my life that I am ever quiet. Okay, so I noticed that she has torn some papers. She's torn the mats around her photos, and I thought that might be fun to do, and I don't think I brought big enough pieces of paper to do it, so I'm gonna get up and walk around the other side of the table and get my 6x8 paper pad. There we go. Had to do that. Okay. I thought that I might look for, there's a blue in here. Yes, it's right here. The other side. And I don't have enough, I don't think, to mat both of these. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of a full mat, I'm going to, let me select two patterns. I think she's got the blue circle-y pattern, and I want to go with a lime green, the lime green polka dot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear four pieces. Two of this. Let's see, that's an 8, so I can do that. And I'll tear those in a second. And then I'll kind of use them I'm going to tear one edge. So then, I can do something like this, and then do the green maybe up, have this kind of go up and this one go down, so that and then I can fill in these oddball corners with embellishments. So I don't want to tear that off, although it probably be behind the photo, it won't show anyway. I'm tearing it the wrong way because I like the white edge to show, and there it's not gonna, I can have it kind of, and if I have that a little bit wonky, like, well, let's do that one up and kind of splayed out like that, and this one, or we could switch them and go like that, and then I might want to tear the edge that's going to show there, so there, and then this will go this way, so I'll tear this part And this is going to come down. I thought I might maybe try to tuck it there. It's not going to work. I'll have to do it this way. And I may just leave it with some straight edges. There's this one and this one that will show. And I'm gonna use my stapler to hold all these together. I'm gonna staple right on the photo, and it's gone through both layers of that. So that's ready to go there. Now the journaling is a little bit narrower, and that's okay. I'll have the blue coming out this side, and I may just do the side and the bottom. Kind of curl around that way. I'll do something like this. Okay, so, well, let me do it this way. I'm doing this side and the bottom. I actually have to think about which side to tear it on to get that the right edge, and then when I do it, it's facing a different way, and I think I'm doing it wrong, so just goofy. This is also longer by a little bit. So there. That works that way. And then this can go this way. Let me get that little bit of blue hidden back there. Okay, come on. I will staple these individually, apparently, because they're not behaving. And I'm just going to put 2 staples there. Okay, I've got this, which is peeking out. Apparently, to get it to look good at the bottom, I had to have this showing, but I don't want it to show. So I'm cutting it off. I'll show you. So this, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm going to be embellishing in such a way that all of this is kind of meaningless anyway. Okay, so that way, that's gonna go there, and it's gonna go here. I'm going to just glue it straight down. I want to leave that little gold star there. I'm not leaving much of the teal showing there, but it shows here. And then do that just to kind of tack that down, and then we'll start having fun with the embellishments. And this is gonna, in order to have similar spacing at the top and bottom there, I'm gonna have to have this kind of peeking up a bit right here. Okay, that's good. This is moving around, so let me get that down. Let me get that down. Okay, and this should be okay. And I think I can still kind of place things around. Okay, I have this little bucket of stuff. It's kind of left from other things. I'd like to have a little bit of this orange, maybe kind of coming out there, so I'm going to tear it. I want to use everything that's in here except maybe that blue piece because I've already got that blue in here. Okay, and where there's an orange piece coming out here, I also want one here, so I'm probably going to do it, well, let me do it over here and over here, and I will tear it so that that edge shows and just a little tiny bit of it peeks out. I've got a little more to work with there, so I think I'll use this one on this side. There. And let me see what I can do here. Okay, there is some adhesive back there because I was going to put it somewhere. I'm going to do it actually on the outside of this up here where it really contrasts with the blue back there too. Okay, so I've got another piece of orange. I'm going to just rip it in half and tear it. For use maybe right there. And I'll do something like that right here too. Okay. I don't do a lot of this kind of layering when I'm doing videos because it takes a while and I kind of fuss about it maybe a little more than some of my different kinds of projects, and my videos are already kind of long and I know you guys have lives, and so I try to be mindful of that, but I kind of knew what I wanted to do with this one. So let's see what's on the other side of this. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. I think that must be the pattern that she used. I think it is. So how can I use this? Let's maybe cut it in half, and let's do I'll cut that blue, or I tell you, I'm going to say I should have cut the blue off because it's tearing off, but now it's going to be really hard. I want to leave some of that detail on there, but I'll lose a fair amount of it there. And I can do that. I'll save it for another layout. I'm not going to do that. This is where my title is going to be. And I kind of like this title that says right here. I'm just going to put, because I know that I want that, I'm going to go ahead and put it on here so it doesn't interfere, or so that I don't interfere with the space when I put on other embellishments. So I've got a little bit of this showing, and I hate that. So I'm going to try to bring it up a bit. Now it shows up there. Well, you just can't win. Okay. There. Let me do this. Okay. Now she had a column of, and what struck me a lot about this were these particular flowers. I've used these flowers a lot, and I'm not opposed to using those today, but I kind of like these. So I thought I might try to see if I could work those in, and I'm probably going to have to underlap those, that one there, and I can put that there. I just love it. And I'm going to tack it down. I'm going to leave it exactly where it is because I like it there. And I'm going to tack it down with this tape, which will also raise it and give it dimension. And I'm giving dimension only to the embellishments here and not the larger elements. Let's see. No particular reason other than I have all these layers behind them. I'm going to open this bag and see what I have in here that offers any possibility. I like the purple, of course, but let's see what we can do with what we've got here. I've got this big pink flower that I could do here, but let me, for the moment, see if I could make this work somehow by, let's see, if I did it, if I cut off this leaf, could I kind of wrap it around there and get two of those orange flowers on the page? And I think I'm going to do that. We'll see if that works. And then I may use this leaf like that or so. There, and then find a way. Maybe bring it down. I'll figure out something either on this layout or another, but let me just get this. I know where I want the flower to be, and it could maybe, I'm gonna do it with some tape as well. And I have one blue leaf. How about I do it that way? If I can, I want to use it on this page because otherwise it'll follow me around on the table and never get used. Okay, now down to wanting some smaller-ish things like this is, this adds in that purple flower, and I could kind of squeeze that in there. And let me get a piece of foam to give it some dimension. Okay, so there's that sticker book. I want to use an alligator clip, and I'm going to reach across the table. Pardon me, I didn't bring all the embellishments over, and I deeply apologize for the mess that this is. And I had these things very neatly and kind of started rifling through looking for something else. Now I've lost my alligator clip that I reached over there for. Oh my gosh. So I'm sorry. Get through here. I love this, and she uses the Viewmaster on hers, and I thought about using this instead. I could cut it in half and use part of it down here, but I've got those colors in there. There's this too that is kind of cool. If it were pointing the other direction, I would definitely use it. Let's see, come on. Sunglasses would be cool. Here's another one of those, but I think one is all I need there. I like the idea of this, but I've just got to have that big, the larger size. I could use a blue one, I guess. That would kind of go with the blue theme. So I had in mind a different one, this one. There. I think I like the blue one. Now that I've spent all that time looking for the black one, I like the blue one. And here is the vellum title. It says, "Loving This Life of Mine." And to be honest, at the moment, you know, it's probably overstating it to say that I'm not loving life. I'm getting there. I kind of loved okay. I like this little guy, but I think I want to use the multicolored one, and I'm not sure if I have it in a sticker. I don't have it in a sticker, but I do have it in this chipboard. So I'm going to prop my chipboard up on a piece of foam tape and maybe do that. Now here's where I wish I could bend the wings, and I guess I can. Why not? Okay, there. And I wish somebody had a lizard or a chameleon image in their scrapbook collection. I've got a chipboard piece that says it's all good, and because I'm saying in my journaling that it's different and I kind of don't like it, I thought maybe this might not be a bad sentiment to put maybe right here. Now, again, I'm going to go look for some small things to kind of add in where there's big bits of blue pattern paper showing. I like, this says today, and I could possibly do it right there. And instead of a lizard, I could use a budgie. How about that? And I need one facing the other way. Surely there is a budgie somewhere that's facing the other way. And no, there isn't. I've created this mess for myself. Okay. There's so noted and very good at not good. Let me do this. I can add that budgie. I don't want it to hide any words, and that's about the only place I could put that. It could maybe go right here and hide that edge right there. So let me do that, and I'll probably do a flower down on the other side. Or the that other butterfly. Okay, so here I go there. And okay, that says today. This says currently. which is kind of the same thing. Oh, look, a budgie that's facing the right direction. You know what? That one's going to go on. I wanted it to go right here, and I think I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to find some way. I'll move this over here. And then have this guy there. Okay. And he's on foam, but the foam is too far up. So I'm going to move the foam back because I want his tail to be supported. And of course I've got 2 budgies on my fingers. And here, now, okay, here we go. Kind of layer it in there. Oh, okay. His tail just barely stays on the page there. So let me, there's a ring around the today that actually comes off. The today is not going to come off because it's stuck on the, there. It's stuck on the photo paper, and we all know how that goes. So this could go here, or I think that's kind of begging for a flower. And I want to see if there are any plain flowers. I don't like the flowers that have these little leaf things coming out because they just look weird to me. Let's see if I can make it less weird, or if I really agree that that's weird. It seems like there's no way you can put it that that isn't odd. So I'm going to do this, and I can hide the part I cut. And then this can go someplace else that where it's kind of just an accent, not a, okay, there. And look, there's another one on here, and I can do some different leaves maybe. How about I kind of like this guy, and if I can lift this sticker up, I can get this there, and then this can kind of overlap the, well, I don't want it to overlap because it's, how about just kind of layered under there. And I'll put a little glue here, and that'll glue both things. And I know this is taking some time. That's why when I do a lot of layering, I typically don't do it on camera. So I've got flowers here, I've got flowers there. I need a flower up in here. How about this? behind the green and kind of tucked down in there. That gives us some of that pink color up there. I think I'm good with that. I've gone astray, of course. Let me do some of this under here. But I have the elements that I really was determined to get in there. I've got a few saying, okay. She had this guy, the Viewmaster, and I didn't think I had any left. So I really kind of want to put that in. I'm going to cut it in half and have the cool colors maybe right in there. And the warm colors right in here. Let's see if I can, there we go. And I like this real life circle because that's kind of what I'm dealing with. And I can put it right there, kind of overlapping those flowers, and it looks like the flowers were tucked in behind it. It doesn't necessarily look like that's an afterthought, which it was, but we're not going to tell anyone. I like this. I cut this flower pot off of something on a previous video, and since my garden is all potted stuff, does this even come from this collection, or does it come from something else? That looks kind of stupid there, so we'll find another place for that sometime. The paintbrush is something that I thought would be cute to use. So, would it go maybe right here? That could be good. And then I could have a little something like this guy. That's a little too much rainbow. Not that there's any such thing. Snapshots of our life. Today, don't stress is a good one. And will that fit? It will if I layer it over this guy. And I can do that by putting it on some foam, bridging either side of it. I'm almost done. A lot of the work was done for me in terms of color and interest with the background sheet I chose. And okay, I think I'm done. I have to have my, ooh, how pretty that butterfly is. Don't need it. I have to have my overlapping hearts, and the stickery part doesn't come off there. I'm gonna do them, where do I want to do them? I'm tempted to do them here by the real life. I think I'm gonna do them here where there's this edge that I'm not crazy about. Come on. I really need to order some more glue, because while there's a lot of glue in here, I'm having trouble filming with it. I'm gonna put that up there, and then my overlapping one is gonna be in, this is called drawing green or yellow or orange. I'm gonna go with yellow. It's kind of an orangey yellow, which is close enough. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for watching. And Kiki, congratulations on your subby milestone. And may you continue adding lots and lots of subbies, because you do absolutely beautiful work. And you know, I need a star right here, don't you? Doesn't everyone just need a star right there? And I'm gonna put a green heart up here. Actually, I'm gonna put a pink star right there to kind of hold that back down. I kind of pulled it up. Okay, so let me bring it up to the camera and show you the detail. I kind of think that the photo sort of melts in behind all of this. Kiki's photos had a little bit better, you know, focal point to them. So I'm gonna let the mixed media on the paper, I'm not gonna put in the little tiny splatters and tiny things that she has, because it might get a little too busy, although I don't know that there is such a thing for me. So anyway, I love this page, and Kiki, thank you for the inspiration, and there will be a video for your hop if this one worked. Bye.